Hello friends, I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video we're going to do a tour of the front garden bed. However, we're going to start with a pollinator garden bed. So here we have this beautiful rudbeckia that we planted. I think it was just last week, right? The hardy hydrangea is doing well. As you can see, I just love the dark foliage. I can't wait to see the 8 to 10 inch size dinner plate bloom. Oh, that was a mouthful. And then you could see more of the black-eyed Susan coming out here, friends, looking good. And then tucked in here, look what we have here. We have snapdragons. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I love this color, friends. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And echinacea are doing well. As you can see there, the cornflowers, lilies, and then we have this sweet William I did from the dollar store seeds. I love this so much, friends. I think I picked up an extra pack when they had their seeds, so I'm gonna be doing some of these soon, and then hopefully next year I'll have blooms because they're biannual, so you have to definitely start them this year if you want bloom the following year, so to speak. So I'm gonna be doing more of these because this has been blooming for a good while, maybe what, a month. I think it's been blooming and it's doing a great job. I personally, I don't care for dianthus. This is a dianthus, but this one is sweet William, because with dianthus you have to deadhead them a lot. This one performs different from the regular dianthus that we all know. I just love this one, sweet William, friends. Check it out for next time so you can put it in your garden. And then here we have the white gara. We have some buds on here, more echinacea, can't wait for those to open. And then here we have spirea still blooming, just loving it, loving the color there. And friends, look what we have here, lilies. Oh my goodness, friends, lilies, they're already opening. This is the season for lilies. I'm so excited about this. I have a ton of lilies in the garden, so I'm gonna do a compilation of all the lilies and share that with you. Look what is here, friends, another lily. I'm telling you, I enjoy these walk around because flowers are blooming, then they become spent bloom, and I'm like, when did that happen? And then here, see, look at this. What? This is a spent bloom and it looks like it fell off. I don't even know when that happened because you could actually see it. Wow. Definitely do your walk around in your garden, friends, so that way you don't miss out any blooms. And here is another one of the rudbeckia that we did together. It looks so pretty, doesn't it? Love it. And then we have more echinacea, and here we have the butterfly milkweed for our monarch butterfly. Once again, this is the pollinator bed, so that's the main point of this, is to help out the pollinators. So you have to definitely have milkweed in your pollinator bed, definitely a must. And then here's this other one that I got free, I told you guys about. And then we have more lilies. These ones I think should be tiger lilies, yes. And then in here we have a little snapdragon going on in there. That's a pretty pink. Then we have sedum. Then we have sedum here for our fall blooms. And then we have more echinacea. And here's another echinacea bloom in here. Look at it, see that? I think that one is the pawnee. And then that one is a new one I put in with you guys. Can't wait for that to open too. And then here's gladiolus here in front of us, friends. I'm telling you, a lot going on here, and I'm just loving the pollinator garden bed, looking so good. Just look at that. And then let me turn around slowly, and then let's start at this end. So we have lilies, friends. Look at all these lilies. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for them to open. And then look at this. See, this is why I tell you guys, you have to prune your lupine. Cut them down and they give you a new set of bloom. But look at this one coming out already. And then friends, look over here. Oh my goodness, I know I'm gonna hear from some of you about these. Remember what this is? This is the edible super bisma petunia from Baker Creek. I did from seed. Yes, friends, all this was done from seeds, and I promised to try this and eat it for you because they said they're edible. And I just need to go get a donut and create this for you. I'm hoping I'll get it done by the weekend, because with these you have to pick them and do it the same time, otherwise they become funny looking and you don't want to eat any blooms that are funny looking, so to speak. Anyway, friends, and here we have column stock. We don't have any blooms in here, but these will be perfect for me to create that dish for you, but I just don't have a donut to do it with it. Beautiful, isn't it? I can't wait for the others to open. All right, friends, just look at that. It's so pretty. And next to it is the cut flower garden. So I'll share that with you in another video with the cut flower, but seeing that you've seen this beautiful hydrangea, I'm just going to include it for you guys. Look at this lace leaf hydrangea. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. So pretty. Once again, friends, get out in your garden. If you can, just do a daily walk around every 2 days and see what's blooming, because I'm telling you, you will be missing beautiful blooms. You have to keep going out there and at the same time enjoy your garden, right? Walking is healthy for us, so just do a stroll in your garden and just enjoy every moment. Gardening is therapy for me, friends. I feel so relaxed when I'm in the garden. It's almost like my brain stops thinking about life itself. I just come out here and I just feel like I'm a plant. I can't explain to you, but it's just a special feeling I get when I come in the garden. I just love it. All right, friends, so if this is your first time, welcome. I garden in zone 6B7 in Pennsylvania. So happy you guys are here, and my friends coming back, thank you so much for coming back as always. And in front of us here, friends, we keep him with a purple color. These are drumstick alliums. Very soon they're going to be turning the purple color, and the pollinators, especially the bees, are going to be on them. They're very, very whimsical. Definitely, as I said before, on my list of fall bulbs I definitely need to get is more of these drumstick alliums. They're so gorgeous. Anyway, so come on over here. We saw the lilies, and then our roses picking up there. The roses already give out their first set of strong blooms, I should say. They're still blooming, but they have become spent blooms. Really enjoy that. And you have another lupine in the front here, friends. And look what's peeking out behind here. Another lupine, yes. And this hardy hibiscus is just spreading out as it normally does. And then below here is the hollyhock. Friends, look at that. We have buds on the hollyhock. Decided from seed, and it's a perennial, so it will come back for me. I got it from Baker Creek. I think that one was the Fiesta hollyhock, because some of them, they're biannual, so you have to be careful when you pick up the seeds to see if they will bloom the same year, or you have to wait the falling period. And here is the scabiosa. Love it. Looks so whimsical. More lilies, friends. These we planted together last year. I got them from Clarence. Not sure if you remember that video at the end of the season last year. All right, friends, and here we have phlox. And I was like, what is that smell? And here we have another phlox. This will be their second year. And friends, I just want to apologize if you're hearing song in the background. The road is there, so every now and then I have to stop the video so you don't be hearing that noise, but it is what it is, right? And then here we have these snapdragons that reseeded themselves, looking so good. Loving it, friends. So pretty. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And behind here is my planter I did from seeds. All of this were done from seeds, friend. Every single plant in here. Look at my verbena. Oh my goodness, this was my first time doing verbena. And then we have column stalk and more petunias, and I even did some dusty miller behind there. Telling you, I love doing my plants from seed. Love it. But look what's going on here. Pretty mess, but just beautiful, isn't it? Just different colors. And I came and I deadheaded these roses, and I have to come back and do more of them. And remember, you always have to make sure you deadhead your plants just to keep the garden looking fresh, right? And it just avoid insects and all of that. So deadheading is very important on all your plants, including your roses, friends. Make sure you get out there and you deadhead your plants. And now is the perfect time for you to get out there and treat your roses, inspect them, keep up with it. I know sometimes you can't help it, but it happens, right? But if you can, spend 5-10 minutes deadheading your plants and spraying your rose bushes and inspecting them, because you know it's this time of season when the insects come after your roses, right? All right, and then we have Moliatris here, friends. We have lilies going on there, Moliatris in the back, as you can see, and the gladiolus in the back. And here we have ranunculus, friends. Look at it. These we did together. A lot of ranunculus going on here, a lot of them. And these are vervain that I did from seed. More snapdragons. And look at the bee balm about to bloom there. And look at this, friends. See what I'm talking about? Look, we have a spent bloom for the lily right there. Just look at that. But I'm gonna give you a compilation of the lilies so you see all the lilies I have in my garden. All right, friends, more snapdragon and some reseeded themselves, and that's a hollyhock I planted, and that's the lupine from seed. There's a lot going on here, but let me back up so you can see what it looks like there. All right, friends, and then I'm gonna back down here and show you the walkway. All right, friends, here's the walkway. Remember when we did the sweet alyssum maybe a few weeks ago, friends? Just look at that, and the plan was for them to climb over the step. Just look at that. Here's another batch there, and they're doing so well. And then here we have ranunculus. I'll be saving these to show you another video how I did them. I'm loving them. And the alliums, look at them, still holding on. I can't wait for this to dry out on the stem and cut it and bring it inside. It's gonna be so pretty, very whimsical. We have more ranunculus here, friends. And look at this again. My vision is coming through. More of the alyssum, where the intention again, friends, they're supposed to come and spill over on the walkway here. And look at that. And look what's here. We have some that reseeded in the crack here. I just love alyssum. I could have a ton of them in the garden, and they are welcome to reseed wherever. And here we have more here, friends. All right, let's go up here on the patio. Our spirea is doing very well. Look at this thing just spreading out like that. Look at that. And the hydrangea, oh wow, it's blooming. I did not even notice that. Look at it, it's blooming. Look at that, it looks so pretty here. And then more of those alliums I told you about. See that? And there's, friends, the sweet pea, they're coming up. I tried something, but I don't know, I just left them alone. They'll climb up there, no big deal. And our sweet drift rose, I had to come in and cut off more of these spent blooms. This is just amazing. And then the nandina is doing well too, tucked in here. And here's this other one here. And let's go up on the front porch and I'll show you what's going on the front porch. All right, friends, and here is our California elephant ale, doing well. Look at that, friends. I have it here on the porch, figuring it will get part sun, not the hot sun, so I'll keep on monitoring it. And then up here is this Halo Beauty. I hope you're watching Vetlana. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce your name, if the S is silent, so I do apologize. But if you're watching, here is the Halo Beauty. Let me know what you think. I don't know if it's a Halo Beauty or if it's not. Let me know what you think, but I wanted to make sure I captured it so you can actually see what it looks like. And I'm just waiting for more leaves to come out. I don't know. Tell me what you think down below if this is Halo Beauty. All right, but this is what it's looking like. So that's that. All right, friends, it's just the front porch, and then here we have our Monet. Looking good. Wow, I think they're gonna give me more bloom again in here. Wow, that's cool. And my container is looking lush. Oh my goodness, I'm just loving the heuchera corbel. And look at these petunias I tucked in. Look at that color, friends. Oh my goodness, you should see it in person. Absolutely gorgeous. Loving it. And then here we have another Monet again. These, I don't know what's going on here. I think these reseeded in here somehow. These are snapdragons, but I just love they're in there and they're just giving some color. I'm telling you, nature does what nature needs to do, right? I mean, just be happy with what we have. And then this is just the back here by my little secret garden I have going on over there. And I just decorated some flamingos there. All right, friends, let's go down to the front part here and let me show you what's going on down here. All right, friends, here's the front. As I said, the roses, they have done their job. They're still holding on, but the plants are doing a great job. Okay, and then now we have the Veronica Speedwell. Now it's their time to shine. And then look what I just saw here, lily. Can you imagine that? These we just planted a few months ago. Yes. And then what else is shining? The coneflower is shining over there. The rose still holding on. Looks so pretty. Really did a good job, friends. And then our alliums, remember these what we did last week? They were white and they just look beautiful. I just still love the interest they gave, even though they're done blooming. It's such a whimsical look, I should say. All right, so here we have more of the Speedwell Veronica there, and then we have these obedient plants. I can't wait for these to bloom so I can show you what it looks like. And then these are the poppies we sprinkled in the snow in the winter time. Finally, I feel like they said it took forever to bloom, right? So here they are. It was very fun doing them. So I don't want to say not much going on here, but you can see a lot of plants already bloomed, and we have more plants coming up because we're gonna hit the summer, right? It's hot here, really hot. We've been getting rain, which I'm thankful for, but it's been really hot. And here's a cosmo I did from seed. I just tuck it in here. And then we have more lilies. All these lilies we did together, and it's amazing. Some of them are blooming and some are not. I guess they just have different time they bloom, right? So that's what the front is looking like. Here's a new rosebud coming out here, but once again the roses, they're resting to give us a new set of bloom. And just a sign out for you friends, with your roses, make sure you fertilize them early summer. Do not fertilize them in the heart of the summer, okay? Early summer. Put a note on there for you to make sure you give them another set of fertilizer. More alyssum that reseeded itself. So this is what this side is looking like here, friends. Very excited about the speedwell. And we have echinacea coming too. What else we have over here? We have Montauk daisy, friends. Yep, Montauk daisy. We have helenium we did. All these we did together. More helenium. Liatris we put in there this year. We have yarrow over there. Everything is looking lush. I just have to maintain deadheading them, pruning, and keeping the garden looking all fresh. But let me go over here and end over here with the pollinator garden bed. I'm really loving this pollinator garden bed, friends. And actually, I'm always ignoring this tree over here. Let me show this to you, because when it starts to bloom, you're gonna love it. Oh, and here is this smoke bush, friends. Looking good, right? It's somewhat slow, but it's getting there. At least it's healthy and it's doing fine. All right, here's this tree I always ignore, forget I should say. Here we are, a lot of liatris again, and dahlias, friends. Look at the dahlias, I'm loving it. And you can see the tip of the liatris, little purple. So very soon these would be blooming up first. And oh my goodness, look at my dahlia in there. Wow, I put some seeds back behind there too, friends. Just look at this. Everything is looking good. I'm loving it. And I know you're hidden there. Loving it. I call this the tree garden because of the tree above. And then we have a lily going on over there. All right, friends, so I hope you guys are doing well. This brings us to the front of our front yard garden tour, and I'm trying to keep my word to maintain a tour at least every week or so you can see what's going on in the front, because as you see, a lot of these plants come into bloom and they go out of bloom so quick. This year is very different, but I wish I had a donut so I could make this right now. I hope these blooms stay like this for me, but at least you can see them, and I can't wait to tell you what it tastes like. But anyway, friends, I hope you guys are doing well and you're keeping cool, because it's really hot. I'm enjoying the heat and I'm enjoying the rain at the same time, so I can't complain. But I'll see you in the next video, and thank you guys as always for being here. Truly appreciate you guys. Until next time now, cheers.